Have you heard that there's a way to have multiple profiles in Google Chrome? This can be very helpful if you have multiple people needing to use the same computer and log into the same Google Chrome. If they have different profiles, they can have their own bookmarks, their own saved passwords, and much more. Additionally, if you're someone who is working on your own, but you have multiple different Google accounts and you would like to have different things tied to those Google accounts, such as different websites, different bookmarks again, or different passwords, say for your business Google account versus your personal Google account, you can use profiles for that as well. I'll teach you all about Google Chrome profiles today on Tuesday Tech Training. Hello and welcome to Tuesday Tech Training. My name is Jennifer Stewart. I'm the owner of Gateway Productivity and I'm a tech and productivity trainer. Today I want to teach you about Google Chrome profiles. A lot of people don't know they exist and they might even be a little bit confused when they see them. First, let's talk about what is a Google Chrome profile. These profiles are different instances of Google Chrome. So you probably know that you can have your Gmail account or your Google account tied to your Google Chrome. And that way it saves your bookmarks, it saves your saved passwords, all of those things into one place where each time you get into it, it'll have all of that information for you. Well, you can have more than one of these. As I talked about in the introduction, one reason you might do this is if you have multiple people using the same computer and you each need to have your own Google Chrome profile. Another way you can use this is the way that I use it. I'm on my own, so I don't have anyone else that needs to use Google Chrome, but I have multiple profiles where different things are logged in. For instance, I have a Google Chrome profile that is all of my business items. I have a Google Chrome profile, maybe that's for a client. I have a Google Chrome profile that's for a different Microsoft account that I have that it stays logged into that Chrome profile. You have the option with these Chrome profiles to either tie a Google account to it or not. There are certain things that if you want to save them, you will need to have that Google account tied to it. But for instance, the ones where I wanted a Microsoft account specifically logged in, I can keep that open in that Google Chrome profile, but it doesn't necessarily need a separate Google account. So there are lots of different ways you can use these Google Chrome profiles. And it's usually easiest to understand by looking at it, so let's do a demonstration. I will start in one of my basic Google Chrome profiles. You most likely only have one Google Chrome profile if you're not familiar with this. So go into your Google Chrome the way you normally would, and then you can go into the upper right and you're looking for the circle that either has an initial, it might have your picture that you've chosen. You want this one here, not this one down here. That has to do with your Google account, whereas this up here has to do with your Google Chrome profile. If you click on that, then it will show the profile. Most likely it'll have your name or whatever you decided to name this. And down below is where you can add additional profiles. You can see I have several. You probably have nothing down there, and that's perfectly fine. You can add a guest if you just want someone to be able to get in here and use Google Chrome without having your profile. You can also add additional ones for people that will be coming in here on a regular basis. So we'll go ahead and add. I'll move my picture again here. And so this is where you can choose to tie it to another Google account, or you can choose to continue without an account. So I'll show you that one first. That's a little bit simpler. We continue without an account. Again, this example that I would give is I want to have my Microsoft accounts signed in, but I have a couple different Microsoft accounts. And so I will use this one to have a specific Microsoft account logged in, and I would have a different one to have a different Microsoft account logged in. And so this helps me to be able to have multiple accounts logged in, because if I tried to open multiple tabs and log into different Microsoft accounts, it recognizes in the same profile, if you're opening multiple tabs, it recognizes that you're already logged in on another tab. And so this can be a great way to have multiple accounts logged in multiple different places because each of these profiles is separate. And so this one I'm going to name as Microsoft One, and I can choose whatever color I would like for that. So I'll choose that one, and I can say done. And if you make a mistake and you don't want this, you can delete it from here. We'll say done. Now it has my color. I'm going to pull my picture down, and now you can see it has the little person with the blue color that I chose. If I close this, then now it brings me back to the other Google Chrome that I had. I'll go ahead and close that. And now if we go down to our Google Chrome shortcut, or if you have it in your start menu, wherever you have your Google Chrome, you want to click on that and it will show you all of your profiles that you have opened. So you can see I had multiples already, and then this is the one that I just opened. If I go into that, it will give me this little pop-up. This is information about Google Chrome, and it'll do that on every profile. So you can just say, got it. And then the one thing that I want to point out is you will see potentially at the very beginning, we saw error up here in the upper right. And so that was because there's no Google account tied to it. So if I click on Gmail here, it doesn't know which account to log me into because I chose not to tie this to a Google account. But I could go to Microsoft, log into the account that I needed, and say, leave me logged in. And then when I close this, I can set up my settings so that that page always comes back when I open my Google Chrome. And by the way, those settings will be specific to each profile. So this profile I could have set up to always open my Microsoft Teams and my Microsoft Outlook here when I open it. Whereas my other profile, I could have opening Google and Google Calendar. So each profile has its own settings, its own bookmarks, all of those things. Now, again, if you want it tied into a Google account, then you will need to sign into that Google account for that profile. So just keep that in mind. So that's if you want to do one without a Google account. Let's look at if you have a Google account that you want to tie to it. Are you learning something new from this video and you'd like to see more videos? If so, you can click the subscribe button that's below this video. And once you do that, you'll see a bell icon. If you click on the bell, you'll receive notifications each time a new video is posted. Again, if you have multiple profiles, when you click on Google Chrome, it will ask which one you want to use. You can add a new one from here. I'll also show you in case you didn't want to do one of those without a Google account tied to it. We'll start from a profile. And again, you can go up here and then I'll move my picture again, and you're going to click add down here at the bottom. So again, it was this upper bubble or circle, and then you're going to click add. This time, we will go ahead and sign in to a separate Google account. And then from here, we'll be able to tie that to this profile. Once you have all of your login information here, you can click next. And then you can choose whether or not you want this information to sync. So again, it can sync your bookmarks, autofill, history, and much more. So in this case, I want to say yes. You don't have to though. And again, there's this pop-up that we saw before. And now again, we're going to give this a name. This is going to be that, and then we will choose again a color. I'm going to go with this one, very vibrant. And if you don't want to give it a name, you can skip this, but it does help you tell your profiles apart. So I would recommend doing this part. We'll say done. And now here it's telling us the next thing I wanted to show you, which is how to switch between Google Chrome profiles. I can click up here. Right now it says error. We can click that to see what's going on. It's trying to add extensions that I have in other places. And so if you see this, that's what's going on. And so if you don't want those extensions on this profile, then you can just say remove. So I'm going to do that for each of these. And so this profile isn't going to have any of those bells and whistles that I had on another one. And so if I want to switch my Google Chrome profile, I can go up here and again, I need to move my picture. And you can see here are all of the different options. It recognizes all of the different profiles that have been added. And so within this Google Chrome, I could switch over to this one instead. And then I could switch back to the Microsoft and so on. And when you have one that is not tied to a Google account, you might get some pop-ups. And as you are using new profiles, it may give you information like this. So just be aware that if some things are popping up, that's normal if you're creating new profiles. And so that's how you can switch between them in the same browser. But what if you wanted to have two of them open at the same time and be able to go back and forth? In order to do that, I can go down to Google Chrome here, do a right click. If you have a trackpad, which is the flat mouse, you might need to do a 2-finger tap to get this menu. And I'm going to click on Google Chrome. It will pop up that screen that we've seen multiple times that has all of my profiles. From here, I can choose that I also want this new one that I created open at the same time. It looks like it took the place of the other one, but if you click and drag, now you can see I have them both open. So I have this one that was tied to my Microsoft account, and then if I go at the bottom to my taskbar, you'll see multiple instances of Google Chrome, and they will have different, hopefully different colors. For some reason, two of mine have the same color, but hopefully you'll have different colors for the different ones, and that way you can tell them apart, and they're each separate instances of Google Chrome, and each of them has its own profile. The last thing I want to talk about is how to delete a profile. If you accidentally created one or somebody has left and they're not going to use your computer anymore, how do I delete one? And I'm going to go ahead and close these out so that I don't end up deleting something that's open and confusing the system here. And so I would then go to my Google Chrome like I normally do. It would open this, ask me what I want to open. And here you can see little dots next to each of these. And so I'm going to take that new one, that new Microsoft one that I created. I'm going to click on those 3 dots. This is where I can edit it if I need to change the information. And then I can also delete it from here. And it will tell me what exactly is being deleted. So if there were bookmarks tied to it, different sign-in methods, history, that will all be tracked here. And that way you know exactly what you're deleting. And if that all looks okay to you, then you can go ahead and delete, and it'll just disappear from the list of profiles. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of Google Chrome profiles and how to use them and why you might want to use them. And hopefully there's an instance that this will help you be more efficient and productive in your work or in your home. If you still feel like you need help with this or any other tech challenge, you can schedule a tech stress breakthrough call with me. You can do that by clicking the heart in the monitor that's above me now, or you can go to my website, which is gatewayproductivity.com, click on the Let's Talk button, and schedule a time. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.